Hey, second graders, happy Wednesday. I hope you've had a great last Wednesday of second grade. It's going quickly now, can you believe it? Beautiful day today. You may have noticed that I got cut off yesterday when I was filming. I'm trying to read as much as I can of The One and Only Bob so that we can finish it in time, but I'm only allowed to post 15 minutes at a time. That's like what YouTube, they're like, requirements. You can't go over 15 minutes. So I tried to push as much as I could, but I ran out of time. So we left off in the middle of a chapter, but don't worry, I will reread some of it so that you can hear. And then hopefully we've got this much left, so I really got to cruise through this reading, don't I? Okay, before we do that, I have a clue for Penelope Peabody. Here's the clue. I stopped in the hardware store and asked the man at the counter for a yellow hammer. He said he only had black hammers in stock. You'd think every hardware store in the yellow hammer state would have lots of yellow hammers, but I guess not. Have you ever dreamed of being an astronaut? I have. That's why I signed up for the U.S. Space Camp in Huntsville. They have a rocket simulator that made me feel like I was really in outer space. Now I'm headed off to one of the country's most famous racetracks, Talladega Superspeedway. Maybe they'll let me race my red convertible on the track. I know I could beat all those NASCAR drivers. If I can only find my way to there. Do you know which state I'm visiting? Here's your last clue for second grade. Good things to be looking up is which state is known as the Yellowhammer State, where is the U.S. Space Camp, and where is Talladega Superspeedway. Those would all be great clues that you could be researching to figure out where Penelope is now. All right, without further ado, I'm going to move right into reading, but I'm skipping something. I forgot. I need to tell you guys who got that clue ready. The last clue for second grade. These people have already gotten it correct. Bennett, Lucas, Adelaide, Raven, and my mom. Well done. If I didn't announce your name and you think you know where she is, let me know, because Friday I will be telling you the last state she's in and announcing everybody who got it correct. All right, so I'm going to move right into reading The One and Only Bob so I can get through as much as I can. So I left off in the middle of the chapter. I can't stop staring. Boss, here with me. What? She asks when she catches me looking at her. I was just wondering, I say, about your life. Do you have, anybody? You mean like humans? Nope. She gives a little flick of her stubby tail. Never have, never will. You've been on your own this whole time? I flash on my cushy bed, my lovely bowl of food, the way everyone knows just how I like my ears scratched. Yep. How'd you end up here? I was out scrounging for food, just had another litter, and I was tired, off my game. Animal control got me. She licks a nasty cut on her front paw. Wait, my ears prick up. So you have puppies? That would make me an uncle, a dog uncle, on top of being an honorary elephant uncle. Had the last batch 7, maybe 8 weeks ago. She scratches at a flea. Last batch, I repeat? You mean you've had others? Yep. What happened to them? I don't know. It's not like they come home for the holidays, Bob. Boss lies down on our old towel lining our cage. Or should I call you Rowdy? She considers. Nope. I like the sound of Bob. Me too. Anyways, Boss says, I guess you never really know, though. Maybe a few of them got rescued. She's so matter-of-fact. This last litter, well, I thought I was onto something. Found this little car, those that look like a big old bug? It was abandoned, right down by the creek near the bridge. Easy access through a hole in the floorboard. Blanket in the back seat. She pauses. All the amenities. How many puppies, I ask? 3, but only one survived, a male. The other 2 were pretty sickly, and, well, Something crashes into the front office. Sounds like a window has broken. We gotta get out of here, an orange-striped cat howls. He throws himself against the front of his cage and then pokes out his paw, grabbing for the latch. I'm too young to die. When they caught me, Boss continues, ignoring the cat, I barked for the puppy to sit tight and wait. Told him I'd be right back. She sighs. Nice. Last thing he'll ever hear was a lie. What was his name? The puppy. She looks at me like I asked her if she'd ever been to the moon. I don't name them, Bob. It just makes it harder. Below us, the water slowly rising, filling the empty lower cages, we watch the humans rush back and forth carrying buckets as if they were trying to empty the water. There's nothing to do, nothing to say, and nowhere to go. This next one's called Not Right. I stare at my sister and try to imagine all the pain she's endured. And here I thought I'd gotten the raw deal. To lose your puppies, to wander alone, to struggle for every drop of water and every crumb of food. I mean, I experienced a little of that, but Ivan and Stella kept me going, and then Julia and her family. Why me? What's so special about me? Is it really that I'm more resilient, that I've made my own luck? Am I somehow better than Boss? More deserving? It's not right, I blurt. Not right, you should have had it worse than me. Well, if you want to talk about not right, you and I both had it a lot better than our siblings, Boss says. I will never forgive those people for what they did to us, she said through clenched jaws. Really? Boss seemed surprised. If I held on to that much anger, I'd never get out of bed. Not that I ever had a real bed. She sniffs at the towel beneath her feet. This towel's kind of nice, actually. I look at her in disbelief. You're one of those? Those dogs must forgive no matter what types? She almost looks amused. Well, it is kind of our thing, right? Oops. When someone does something hurtful, they have to admit it, I say. Then you have to be punished for it. And then maybe, if they apologize and change, maybe, then they get forgiven. All I know is I've done lots of bad stuff in my life, Bob. I've had to forgive myself plenty, just, to get through the day. Boss gazes at me with her eyes, wise, weary eyes, and I figure if I'm going to forgive myself, I'd better be ready to cut everyone else some slack too. This next one is called Evacuate Now. Look, says the officer, you need to evacuate now. It's mandatory. Means you have to do it. We can't just leave these animals. Cowboy sticks his finger in the orange cat's cage. The cat rubs against it, purring like his life depends on it, which it maybe kind of does. Here's a picture. I think that must be the orange kitty. The officer sighs. You don't have a choice. We just can't leave them, says Boots, and I have to applaud her enthusiasm as I wonder why she'd risk her life for us. There is no explaining humans. Just got word the bridge over Big Fork Creek collapsed, the officer says. Guys, we gotta move. Boots snaps her fingers. Wait, you have a cop car, right? Yes, I have a vehicle, ma'am, says the officer. But the way the roads are looking, probably not for long. Okay, says Boots, so we evacuate. We evacuate every last dog and cat and gerbil we can get in your car. The officer purses her lips. And take them where, exactly? Shelter at the high school. That's where we've been sending people. They're not really set up for it, but once we started flooding in the elementary schools and stopped taking pets, they agreed to do what they could. The officer grumbles and considers and goes for it. The three humans load cats and dogs, parakeets, hamsters, one after another into the police car. Some are in cages, and some, including a couple of unhappy cats, are in a tug-of-war of strings. Finally, it's our turn. Looks like there are 9 of us left. Car's full, and then some, the officer reports, struggling to shut the shelter's front door against the rising waters. We are officially out of room. Cowboy looks at us, his eyes teary. Don't worry, fellas. We'll be back. He sniffles. I promise. You think we should leave the cages open? At least give them a fighting chance? Asked Boots. In case, Sure. But they couldn't handle this current. I can barely stand up. Cowboy shakes his head. Look, I'll borrow my brother's bass boat. We'll come right back. Hopefully the water won't get much higher than this. Okay then. Boots gives a grim nod. Stay calm, friends. Like that's an option. Let's see, I think I could probably read one more. This one's called Preparing for the Worst. The wind slows for a moment, and then the room goes silent. We stare at the black pool, swallowing the cages below. A chew toy shaped like a pink turtle floats past. It's just us and a whole lot of water. I check out the group. 2 cats, 1 bunny, 6 dogs, including Snickers, Boss, and me. There's nowhere to jump. No tables, no cabinets, no space above the upper cages. And as Cowboy pointed out, the current is probably too strong for us to tackle anyways. Folks, don't give up hope. You heard them, I say. They're coming back for us. No way they're coming back, says a sad-faced beagle mix. Give me a break. You never know, I say. I am such a lousy liar. Oh, yes, we do, my sister mutters, just loud enough for me to hear, and we share a look. Look, chances are that the water won't get too much higher, I say. But just to be on the safe side, pile up anything you have in your cage, bowls, toys, towels. Who died and made you pack leader? Asks a big mutt with a gray snout. Well, it beats howling like babies, I say, and instantly I remember landing in Stretch's domain. Howling like a baby is exactly what I did. I had a dog biscuit this morning, bigger than you, says Gray Muzzle. What about me? Someone squeaks. Does the bunny get a vote? Hold on, Thumper, says the orange cat. This clearly is a job for a higher feline intellect. No! A sharp voice rises from the den. Listen to Bob. He's annoying, and his hygiene leaves a lot to be desired, but I've seen him get himself out of all kinds of situations. Thanks for the props, Snicks. Snick, I say, especially the kind words about my odor. The wind groans, and something metallic hits the side of the building. We fall silent again, waiting for more. The windows rattle, the walls shudder. It's like the building is as scared as the rest of us. So Snickers says, breaking the gloom, you heard Bob. Start stacking. How about my litter box? Asks a small white cat with dark green eyes. Would that work? Sure, I say. Use anything. The goal is to get as high as you can. And then what? Asks a young dachshund. Worst case? We swim for it, I say. That's actually not the worst case, says the bunny. No one asks what is. We already know. All right, I am going to stop right there. We made pretty good headway. I don't know, guys. What's today's Wednesday? Thursday, Friday. I got 2 days to read this much. I don't know if I'm going to make it in time, but I sure will try. All right. So I will leave off there. We still have quite a bit to read, but we'll get through it. I hope you guys have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow at 2 o'clock is our Zoom meeting. I will send out the link tomorrow. Have a great day. Super excited to see you at our award ceremony. Good night.